For a person with social anxiety disorder, fear appears when you make important changes in your life, when you grow as a person. You had some girlfriends, you outgrew them, you are developing, they continue to live what they live, and they see that you have become different. They start to bring you back, and you don't want to. Either you have to stay alone or choose another group and create new relationships. Stop communicating with the old ones. Or they have to claim to you that you have changed, that you have become different. You should then either end that relationship or somehow change the way you communicate. When changes occur even in the relationship with your partner, you stop understanding each other. You need to do something new and again you lack skills and knowledge. With such a person, end the relationship. They need new people. For example, a man stopped drinking alcohol, but his friends are drinking. Or he got a job and can't go fishing. Everything, his life is reorganized. There is no one to satisfy some needs and he cannot do it in the old ways. Thus a person remains in a kind of loneliness. He needs to look for new acquaintances and create some new relationships. When you grow up, you leave the old past and create something new. And such a period, a crisis comes when you need to find new people, to reorganize, to find your flock of interests. Often we do not know our own interests, what we want. Therefore, you carefully study yourself, metaphors of your life, what you want. Drawing on your interests, you will find. So anxiety always denotes that some skill is insufficient. And anxiety requires us to make some new adaptation. Fears are the same thing. Fears indicate that we lack some skills of something. We can't defend ourselves. We lack communication skills. We don't know how to ask questions. We don't know how to create intimacy. We don't know how to create personal space. We get lost in relationships. Or we don't know how to find common interest. We don't know our own interests. When a person asks us about ourselves, we don't know our interests. We don't know what to answer. So it is very important to recognize them and do exercises. Write out all your interests, what you live, what you want to be, what happens to you, what you will rely on in life. Orient yourself in the future, what kind of relationships you will build. There is also still a period when a more mature person finishes work, retires. The same thing happens with parents. Retired, what to do with your life? It is clear, there was a team, there were ideas how to live before. These ideas can no longer be realized, because there is no work. What to live on? There comes a period of loneliness. Parents, when children grow up, also go through a period of empty nest. When children have grown up and create their own families, what you did before, you can't do now. There comes a period of life when people experience anxiety and even panic. They realize that they don't have enough people skills. They don't know how to be friends. They haven't practiced it and don't know how to create relationships with people close to them. They don't even know how to create good relationships with themselves. They can't even treat themselves nicely, kindly. They can't listen to themselves. They can't support themselves. They criticize themselves all the time. They devalue themselves. Can't hear themselves. Ignored. Naturally, this leads to anxiety, panic, feelings of loneliness, a sense of rejection, because you don't know where to stand. And you feel like what? A separate person. Unneeded. Like you're not accepted. People are living, they're happy, they're laughing. And necessarily in such a moment you realize your unmet needs. And your mind, your brain, it shows you what you want. And you look, other people are laughing. People are hugging. Someone is kissing. Someone is walking all day long. Someone is working at an interesting job. You realize, and that's what you're kind of missing. That's what you don't have. You start to suffer. Your mind pays attention to this. It tells you what you need. These are the most important things for you. Your mind shows you what your needs are not satisfied. So do this exercise. Write down, what are my unmet needs? What am I reacting to? What are the triggers from the world around me?